Alright, real quick, I'm only doing this because I was stumped. There's no one out there reviewing these Black Widows. They're just looking at them, they're pulling them out of their box and showing everyone, you know, how pretty they look, but it's pretty much pointless, and that's what the comments are. So if you're going to review something and show someone at least what they are and how to hook them up, then, or at least if you're going to show them, tell us what you're doing with them. So anyways, I didn't know what I was doing with them. I bought these from some dude that started a band, and band broke up. So they're pretty much still got the tags on them, and pretty clean. Got a really good deal. But he had both of these amps hooked up, and I didn't believe him at first. I didn't know that you can chain these amps to combine power. But these are the Crown XLS 2500s. You see I have them in bridge, they have the crossover, so I hate all the extra things you have to do to just get some good sub going. I don't have the time to figure it out, I just want it to work. So excuse the rhino in the background. My son is driving around out in the beautiful ranch and having a good time. So anyways, what he did, what you have to have is these both, I think, push, if you're bridged, 2200 watts, I believe. So you could do the math. If you have two of them in each side, you definitely need on these Black Widows, I think it's 4800 continuous watts. Don't quote me on any of this, I'm just going quick, and I just know that you need a good amount for each one. You've got dual speakers, so with those duals, if you have them on the 4 ohm, then I think you're going to be good. If you have about I'd say 3000 watts, you know, but you could probably do a little bit more and they sound great. But on the back of these speakers there's also the 8 ohm, and basically the 8 ohm you need the speak on with the 4 wires that are in it. So you need not 2, you need speak ons that have 4, and I'll show you why. Back here, the only way I could bridge these amps was to do the banana cables, and as you can see coming out of my speak on, I've got 2, the +1, the -1 at the top. You can have them either way, but and then -2 or +2, -2 on the bottom. And if you don't know what that means with the speak on, look at what guys are talking about. If you take apart your speak on, there's some settings where you can set up your +1 and your +2s and all that good stuff. But basically on the back here, and again I'm just going quick, I hope you could see, let's see, where's it at? Right here. Back here on these Black Widows, you'll see in the top, it was confusing for me too, but thanks to my buddy Isaac Marino, he does a lot of big sound and, you know, big venues and big concerts. He looked at the back and said, yeah, you need a speak on with the 4 wires, because in the back here you can see the configuration lets you power both speakers with 1 amp each. So you're not really combining power, but you're getting 2 amps to one for the 118 on the top and one for the 118 on the bottom. So you can see that I do have them chained, and when you do that, you're getting all of the bridge power from this number 1 up here, and all your volume is going to be, if it's bridged correctly, which this is real easy, you just hit these modes and you start going through. You just hold it and you go through amp mode. You can do, you know, all the different things. I have it on a frequency 88, but you can go through to do all the different settings. But I have a bridge, low pass. I just want my subs, and the way I have my subs hooked up on this Mackie is I'm going aux send, and I'm going aux send to 1 sub for like my stage right, and you know there's other ways to do this. This is just my quickest way to set it up. And then my aux send, obviously if you have a ton of aux sends, it's kind of like the fastest, easiest way to get monitors and subs hooked up. But and then 2 for my guy here, so 1 over here and 1 over here. And then of course I got like a high, I just have some power speaker, that's how I'm going to run it. That's just a test Mackie, but I actually like these EVs, the new EVs, the 15s, because you can set them up to where they just have only the highs coming through. They say it's the setting just for if you have the sub, but I don't like the EV subs. I bought these powered PRX 718s. Those do the trick if you want to fill a room if you're DJing. I DJ and do live music, so I need a lot of bass and I need it to be clean. Also the live music, the kick drum sounds great through those. So anyways, I set these. In the back they have settings, and I don't have time to show that, but you can set it to where it only is sending your highs, and set it to where it's like on a pole, and then it'll know that there's a sub underneath it. Not the EV, but these JBLs will destroy those EVs any day. So then of course I've got my sound coming out of these, just right and left. So that's my volume for the right and left, or if I have a powered speaker like this. And then my volume for my subs will be on these guys right here, my 1 and 2. And when you do that, I'm using my phone, so I'm not even going to show you the sound because it's pointless. No one can tell how big the sub is through your phone. But if you're looking up these speakers here, the Peavy Black Widows, and you most likely know that they hit really hard. And at this point, this setup right here, I'll just let everyone know, in my opinion, a little over 3/4. I mean, you are pushing the amps kind of hard, but they're good amps, so you know, when they burn out, I'll buy another one. They're only I mean, you can get them used for like $450. I got these for $400 a piece because I bought all 4. I think I got a little bit lower than that, like $375 a piece. I really, you know, worked the guy a little bit because I didn't really think I was going to keep these amps. I always like to have more power than and not push as hard than have less. I'd rather be probably about right here to where I know that I'm pushing these things to the max. But when I'm and it's also based on music too. If you're playing some of that new heavy hitting stuff, like let's say Turn Down for What, or any really low frequency hip-hop stuff, if you're around this area, you're gonna hear a little distress on these. You're gonna hear it to where you don't want to be pushing that hard. So in my opinion, that's good. That means that these amps are strong enough to power these if you're running 1 amp per 18, and that you have to have the speak-ons that have 4 cables in them. And there's my review. I'll let you comment until someone starts talking crap, and then I'll delete, you know, or stop comments. So hopefully everyone appreciates the review, and have a good day.